Christmas is my favorite holiday, bar none. And the best part isn't even the holiday, but the holiday season. For me, once summer is over and the leaves begin to fall even a little bit, Christmas season is here, baby. Time for the nice heated up apple cider, being cozy in bed or on a couch, and watching some Home Alone. Christmas is the best. It's the celebration of peace and joy and festivity, and it's a bunch of cold humans gathering around and making each other warm. One of my favorite things to do growing up was watch the ABC Family's 25 Days of Christmas. Every night I could just tune in, plop my butt down, and watch some nice Christmas content. We talk of films like Home Alone 2, Elf, The Grinch, Home Alone, Jack Frost, and all those claymation specials like Bam 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 get hit with a buckshot of holiday goodness. And that's why this year I'm going to try and make 12 videos for the Christmas season called A Very Fleshy Christmas. I'm going to be talking about some movies and maybe some games that take place during Christmas time. And of course, to make 12 videos, I kind of have to start early. And that's why this video is releasing in October. So what better Christmas movie to talk about during October than Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas? Now, before you think that I'm some huge super fan that browsed Hot Topic in 2005 and got Jack Skellington shirts, I was never a big fan of this movie. In fact, I don't think I remember even seeing it to completion until now. And here we go. I hope I don't lose y'all. I still don't like it. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the thousands of man hours that went into this movie. The years that it took to get this project off the ground and into the theaters. They made a whole ass production team and positioned it so that the Disney bigwigs wouldn't interfere so much. And also, bro, Tim Burton didn't even direct this. He made the starting concept, but this dude spent apparently a couple days on set, and Disney thought since he was blowing up because of a little indie movie called Batman, they'd just slap his name on the movie. I can't even remember the actual director's name. I just don't. It's actually really unfortunate. Moving on. For all of you who do not know the general plot of The Nightmare Before Christmas, it goes a little something like this. Jack Skellington, aka the Pumpkin King, is in charge of a place called Halloween Town. They do Halloween year after year, and I'm pretty sure he's been doing it for like centuries or millennia. So eventually he gets bored, wanders into a forest, and stumbles into multiple door portals to other towns based on holidays. Man, even summarizing this is boring, so I'm going to cut it even more short. He finds a Christmas store, discovers it, comes back to Halloween Town, decides that they're going to do Christmas this year, and sets it up without really knowing much about Christmas or understanding it at all. So he messes up, scares a bunch of children, kidnaps Santa Claus, and is promptly shot down by the U.S. Air Force. He then realizes, hey, maybe I shouldn't be Santa. Maybe I should stick to what I'm good at. And he sings. Then he goes and saves Santa because he's scary, and then he marries the ragdoll, or is together with the ragdoll, falls in love. I don't know. Woo, that's the end. Maybe it's like Kingdom Hearts, where you can't really enjoy it unless you were there when it happened. This movie wasn't a big part of my childhood. I don't feel chills when the songs play, and I don't associate this with anything really special. So when I watch it, it really just feels like a kid's movie. And not in a bad way. It's just different. I feel like all the kids' movies I've watched since then were really designed as all ages films. Films that had a bouncy, kinetic, cartoony fun that was for kids, but also sprinkled in some jokes or deeper emotions or meanings for the parents to handle. Like, yeah, the dog is funny and up, but the opening sequence hits everyone at all ages. The Nightmare Before Christmas is kind of funny because when I try to dissect it or look deeper in, I don't really get much. It's kind of like a fable in that way. Just a simple story with a simple lesson. There aren't a lot of deeper implications in the movie. When the mayor says that he can't do anything because he's just an elected official, that pokes fun at the nature of bureaucracies and democracies, but it's not really part of the whole plot. If you look really deep into it, you could say that Jack messing everything up and almost ruining Christmas is a result of having way too much power, but even then, that reading would seem kind of disingenuous because the movie is clearly not about the power structures of Halloween Town and whether or not Halloween Pumpkin King is good for democracy. So, yeah, it's really just a simple story about someone not appreciating what they have and misinterpreting what others have. It's the grass is greener on the other side fable with a clever little twist. It's the spirit of Halloween not getting the spirit of Christmas. So instead, they'll just hope it works out when they dress up. It's simple and clean. I also can't stop thinking about this movie compared to B-Movie. The whole idea of making these radical changes and then rolling them back because, see, it was good the whole time anyway. But compared to B-Movie, Nightmare Before Christmas doesn't really lend itself to being viewed as propaganda. You don't see a bunch of video essays talking about how Nightmare Before Christmas is about the man keeping you down. So if I don't see a lot of depth in the story itself, then I guess I'm just here for the visuals and the music. And before I hit you with some more hot takes, I don't think any of this is bad on a technical level. It doesn't really sound or look poorly made, and honestly, it's just a preference thing. The songs didn't really hit me, even if they are earworms. The claymation is cool. There's so much work there. There were apparently thousands of Jack Skellington faces. All the character designs were so interesting, and being shot on film really gives it an interesting texture. I'm just a bigger fan of the more recent Leica stuff that's a lot brighter. I just don't think I'm really a Halloween guy. The whole vibe of the movie, from the gothic operatic music to the gloomy desaturated visuals, it screams like Tim Burton Halloween. I prefer the alternative Rankin Bass type Christmas visuals and vibes in Christmastown. Tim Burton's aesthetic overall hasn't really ever appealed to me that much, besides in Batman 89 and Batman Returns. I never really liked Corpse Bride or Sweeney Todd or Alice in Wonderland or whatever he's doing. It's always so like dark and like black and white, and I don't know, this is not really what I'm into. I think my preferred Halloween claymation film is Paranorman. Even though it has dark and gothic kind of vibes, the palette is still very saturated and kind of earthy. But of course, The Nightmare Before Christmas walked so all these Leica movies could fly. Claymation is so awesome, and I'm glad there is still at least one studio that makes these movies, even if they're not really financially viable and they're probably gonna collapse soon because they refuse to sell merchandise, and the Minion movies are really cheap to make and then they make a lot, so what's the point of claymation if you're gonna lose all your money and work really hard on it? Overall verdict, like 3 out of 5. Overall Christmas verdict, 2 Santas out of 5. It's got some Christmas vibes, but it's definitely not like a Christmas movie in my book. I think a big thing about Christmas movies is that they wear their themes on their sleeves. That's the issue of movies taking place on Christmas. And I'm sure we're going to talk about this more when we get to Die Hard or Lethal Weapon, but taking place on Christmas just isn't the same as being a Christmas movie. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more of a very fleshy Christmas. I'm planning on doing an episode a week until the last week of December. Let me know in the comments below what Christmas movies you'd like me to do more videos about. Stay cool and stay fleshy. Or would it be stay warm and stay fleshy? It's getting kind of cold. Well, depending on where you are, stay a good temperature and stay fleshy.